augmented reality platform. It's an open platform where everybody can create their own augmented reality experiences.
Yeah.
So basically, what we always say is, imagine that your reality is just an empty canvas.
Yeah.
And you can be the painter. You can fill in your reality with anything you think is relevant. So information, digital objects, fun experiences, anything you think is cool or amazing or should be added to reality. We started only 7 months ago. First in the Netherlands. We launched globally mid-August of 2009. And well, now we have over 320 layers active, third-party layers developed by thousands of developers worldwide.
So let me get this right before we go any further, just to explain or clarify.
Yeah.
Your software is a platform that you've deployed on multiple mobile operating systems.
That's correct.
That anyone can develop on. So you develop on one platform, and it works on any platform for augmented reality apps.
Yes.
So if I want to build an augmented reality app, I build it on Layar, and then I can actually just apply it to everyone without having to rewrite my code and do all that sort of stuff.
Exactly. So then your augmented reality layer will be accessible through our Layar browser.
Yeah.
So it's not for developing standalone applications, which by itself will be downloaded in, for example, the iPhone App Store, but they will be visible within the Layar browser. So it's a single point of entry for a lot of augmented reality experiences. Yeah, and it's currently available on iPhone. On Android. We will come back to the iPhone. We're currently completely redesigning the iPhone app to make it fully future-proof. Yeah. And we're developing the Symbian version as well for the new Symbian.
And when let's say I've built an app, or let's say I'm a consumer and I want to find apps. How do I find the Layar apps? Do I have to go into the Layar application, or how does that work? How does that?
Okay, so once you are in the Layar browser, then you can find, there are multiple ways to find apps, to find the layers currently. Yeah. One is layers which are in a featured section, so these are layers which we highly recommend. Yeah. There is a popular section which basically lists all the layers from most popular to the least popular, so when you scroll through it you will find all the layers which are active in your geographic area. Yeah,
of course it's geographically referenced as well, so you
yes. Yes, layers are currently defined by their country or international, when you have loads of POIs all over the world. Yeah. There's also a local tab where you can find layers which are really relevant locally. We are improving this because currently developers have to put some action into defining a local boundary. Yeah. So there's room for improvement there. But it's also possible just to type in a keyword, so there's a search button, so you give in keywords like hotel, and then it will list you all layers which are related to hotels. Yeah.
That was going to be my next question. How do you separate the noise from the signal from the noise and all that?
Yeah, of course. I mean that's a big thing, and the answer will be in smart filtering. Yeah. And understanding people's context. But yeah, there's a lot to be done there, and of course we're working on that.
In terms of the company, where did the idea come from? You started 6 months. Where did it start?
Yeah, well, the founders of Layar are also the original founders of Mobile Monday Amsterdam. Yeah. Before that, we were all just working in bigger companies. We have a very diverse background in FMCG, in mobile, in internet, in retail, in media, and whatever. We met each other while organizing Mobile Monday Amsterdam. That quickly became one of the most active chapters of Mobile Monday worldwide. Yeah. And because we were so successful, we decided to set up a company together, and that was Spark.
So you met everyone organising this event. You all got on really well.
Yeah.
You have different skills. You're maybe, I don't know, what's your actual personal background?
I'm originally a civil engineer, so designing and building bridges and dams and dikes. Yeah. So now I build bridges between different media and people.
Cool. So you guys all sort of saw the synergy of working together and then thought, right, let's get on so well, let's make
exactly. So yeah, the very diverse backgrounds just came together, and yeah, with Mobile Monday we met so many people, and we realized that us working together created sparks. Yeah. Basically, literally, in fact. So there's a lot of stop words. So we said, why don't we set up a company together and spark the mobile industry, create a lot of fire, make sure that people will see the potential of mobile and start doing something for mobile. We did that for a year and a half. We did a lot of evangelizing. We helped big companies with their mobile strategies. We developed a fantastic mobile application for the Dutch NOS, which is basically the Dutch BBC.
So at this point, had you actually built the Layar application, or
No,
were you just working as a consultancy together, helping businesses for their sort of
Yes, yeah. So helping other companies.
Being paid.
Being paid. We did a good job there. But we realized that it took so much energy from us to evangelize all the time. Say, come on guys, do something on mobile. And we had so many great ideas, we thought at least. I said, well, why don't we start building something of our own? And we had 5 ideas early last year, early 2009. And one of these ideas was Layar.
Yeah.
And we basically said to some companies, well, we're going to build this Layar platform, and why don't you join us? And 5 companies, big in the Netherlands, they said, yeah, cool, I see the potential, so I'm in. And that's when we started to build Layar, basically. So
what sort of companies were these? How did they get involved?
They were Funda, which is the biggest real estate site of the Netherlands. They were Huis, which is basically the Facebook of the Netherlands.
Yeah.
They were Tempo Team, which is a temp agency. They were Univi, which is a healthcare insurance company. And the 5th one, which I'm forgetting. Oh yeah, that's ING Bank. Okay. Which had a Layar with displaying ATMs.
Yeah, so you just got those, and they were paying you to do it, or you just said we're going to do one global project, you're going to pay us and we're going to own the IP?
Yeah, well, we said we're going to do a Dutch version first, well, they basically paid for present on Layar, and that's when we had enough money to build it.
So that's great. You funded your company by getting your clients to pay you to build stuff.
Exactly.
And that's
now they know. Sorry, guys.
I don't think that's a bad model, and I think it's a model that I know people have used before in software houses where they will build something for a client and say, well, we like this so much, or have a couple of clients, well, we like this so much that we're going to license it. You know, we're going to license. You're going to license. We're going to get you to license us to resell it or to do other stuff with it.
Exactly.
In this case, you pre-planned that from the outset to be able to do that, which is very, very...
Yes, it proved to be very valuable. At that time when we launched Layar first in the Dutch market, we still had the idea to do these local launches so that we would first expand to Germany, to the UK, maybe later to the US. But within 48 hours after the Dutch launch, on the 16th of June, we'll never forget that date I guess, we were featured on all the blogs and all the newspapers we read ourselves for our own inspiration.
And at this point,
had
you set out to be a platform, or you just...
Well, this is exactly what, after 2 days, we went to Barcelona. It was a Mobile 2.0 conference, and we went there, the 3 of us together. And at that moment, when we were in Barcelona, and we realized what had happened in the past 2 days, that we would have to open up the platform with an API and to open it up for everybody and to go global really quickly.
So you hadn't planned initially to make it a platform, so that just you were going to do the product for everyone, so you got the cash to do it, and then because of all the attention that you got from people talking about it, you were like, right, here's the opportunity, everyone's talking about it, let's make a product out of this.
That's exactly how it went, and that's when we hired our CTO, so he helped us develop the API and the open platform, and within 2 months we launched the API and the global platform, and we also immediately from the start, from the Dutch start, we got a lot of attention from developers who said, well, can I please also do something for Layar? And mid-July we indicated to developers that we were going to open up with an API and that we would have 50 keys available. Well, we get 200 key requests within a few weeks, so we gave away the first, I think, 90 keys to developers. So on August 17th we launched with almost 90 layers immediately globally, and that was the start of the real big increase in attention, in layers being developed. That was still with Layar version 2, like we call it, and it were still mostly very basic layers, just displaying POIs around it. So they were very much about where can I find bars, ATMs, houses for sale, and of course displaying more information about the house for sale. But it was very functional.
Yeah.
And in December we launched the next version of Layar version 3, which also included three-dimensional capabilities.
So we've gone from something which is really basic that just shows here's a couple of points to now something that renders 3D graphics through your mobile phone, through the phone with GPS and the compass, so that I can see stuff that is not there or is there but in a different form.
Absolutely.
I think the example you gave of the building that's coming up in Amsterdam was great.
Yes. It's absolutely amazing, and the layers which are currently being developed, I can't tell you what's being developed because people want to keep it secret, but there are layers being developed for old cities which have fallen to ruins, and they will be reconstructed in 3D, in layers, so you will be able to walk through history and see how it used to look like. But also there are a lot of real estate companies using it to show people how their future house or even their whole neighborhood will look like, looking around you through layers.
So is your plan here just to keep making Layar better and more features, more functionality that people want?
Yes.
So we're going to see more 3D and more interaction and more...
Absolutely. We will improve the tools, we will improve the experience, we will improve discoverability. And yes, what you will see, of course, is that at a certain moment in time it will be necessary to have more accuracy. Currently we're still bound to GPS accuracy. When you're indoors, then it won't work. But I mean, this is over the coming years, of course. But there is a lot. We have big plans, big ambitions, and you will see over the course of the year or years what we're up to. But basically what we find very important right now is to build distribution. Yeah. So Layar already comes pre-installed.
Yes, this is another point I was saying. You guys in a very short amount of time have managed to get yourself distributed as a platform on quite a few networks. How did you get that? I mean, was that from your network from when you started that Mobile Mondays? Or how did you get into those companies? Because it's tough. I mean, the thing that every app person who builds an app is, you know, if the network pre-installs it, it's like the holy grail of everything.
Absolutely. I mean, for us it was also amazing that already with the launch early in August, we already came pre-installed on Samsung in the Netherlands.
So now you're already pre-installed on Samsung phones in the Netherlands. Yes. And is that with the operator or is that with Samsung?
With Samsung, yeah. Okay. With the hardware manufacturer. So and they're really eager. Coming back to how did it happen? Well, we were apparently very much connected. All of us from our own backgrounds, but also from Mobile Monday. We of course we have invited all these great speakers. I mean, Tommy Owen, who's also speaking at this event. We knew him already a long time from Mobile Monday, and he knows a lot of other people. Jonathan McDonald and a lot of these evangelists who we knew, and they have been twittering about it. We knew a lot of the bloggers from the big blogs, Venture Beats, Gizmodos, TechCrunch, etc. So that helps a lot.
So you had you pre-built your contact network.
Yeah, well, we didn't realize how powerful it was, but it appeared to be really helping us a lot in building awareness, basically.
So build your audience and.
Absolutely, and of course, I mean, well, we've been thinking about the subject for a long time. I mean, I recently looked back at a presentation which I gave 3 years ago already, and it said, okay, you have mobile and QR codes, and the next thing will be augmented reality, and I was never thinking that I would be doing this myself, but of course, already for years we've been reading about it, talking about it. Early up last year in January, one of my co-founders, Maarten, he had written a blog post about the augmented reality hype cycle, indicating that augmented reality would become a big hype in 2009 and 2010, and that it would go down thereafter. And you never realized either that we were going to drive, be one of the drivers of the hype. So that was very.
So how does the conversation go when you go and sit down in front of Samsung and say, "Hey, we want our app," or Nokia and say, "We want our app on your phones"?
They came to us.
They came to you. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, we are in a very luxury position, and we do realize that we have great potential. And people ask us, so if it has gone wrong, what will have happened? Then it's probably us who made the mistakes then, or took the wrong decision, because everything is available right now to make this something really big. Yeah. So it's really up to us to keep the pace, to hire the right people.
Keep getting the product right and stuff.
Absolutely, to really focus on the right things, being very sure about what we are going to do, but keep on being very open. I mean, we have our sensors all the time open, and we try to listen into everything which is happening, and we read all the blogs, we read all the user comments, and we really try to be extremely aware of what's happening around us and what should be done. Keeping our feet on the ground. I mean, of course, it has been an amazing ride last year, and all the attention. But luckily, well, you get used to it, and it's fine. And we try to keep it a little bit low and just focus.
How do you the two questions maybe on from this is sort of the business side of the business is the two things that I want to know is if I want to make a layer, what's the incentive for me to make layers beyond the sort of just beyond the brand, but just as an independent person, how does that make me money? And also, how do you guys make money from is it from the operators? Are these agencies still paying you to do the work? Yeah, it's an important question,
of course. I can't tell you much in detail about it, but you can imagine that people at a certain moment in time will be prepared to pay for interesting layer experiences. Yeah. And we're working on that. So
at one point or another you may have some sort of marketplace, so that people who put up layers in the same way the App Store does, people might be able to buy stuff. And in terms of you guys, how do you make money now, today? Are you funded or have you...
Yeah, we're venture backed, which gives us a lot of...
you able to say how much you raised or not?
We will communicate that quite soon when we finish this whole round.
So. Okay, cool. When does your round finish?
Soon,
okay. Still happening, still talking, so you can talk about that. That makes perfect sense. Yeah. Okay, that's great. And then what's the what's the vision? Where's it going now? What do we see from you tomorrow? Are you going worldwide? We're going to see you on like iPhone, Nokia.
Yeah, that's where it is already. I mean, iPhone, temporarily out of the App Store. We pulled our app out. There's also some people, some blog posts suggested that iPhone or that Apple took out the app. That's not true. We did it ourselves because we found that it was not working properly. There were too many reports of crashes where for 80%, more than 80% of people were working just fine, but we wanted to have an absolute maximum fantastic user experience. We will be back soon with a completely redesigned app. We're working on the Symbian version as well. So that's what we're working on, like I said, distribution, building the platform for all the developers worldwide to make sure that they have all the tools in hand and that we make it easier and more accessible to them, or even easier to create a fantastic layer and to facilitate the ecosystem to come together. Yeah. Like I also explained today in my story, good augmented reality experiences require more than just technical skills. Yeah. It really requires a great concept, a great vision of how people will interact with digital objects. You need good designers, you need fantastic 3D modelers who are also capable of designing a model which is suitable for a mobile phone.
That's another question. That's another question I had, and I should have brought it up earlier, which is how do I, if I want to make a layer now, so I open up my laptop, do I have to learn a particular programming language, or do you guys have some sort of tool that I can use to make that, or are there lots of different tools that do that? Or
if you are,
and just on that same point, if there are lots of different ways to do it, are you guys allowing anyone who makes software tools like Adobe, like Dreamweaver type stuff, are you allowing them to build tools to help people just build into your whatever languages that you guys run?
Yeah, well, we have basically to develop a layer you need just web development skills, because we have an API and you need to program a web service which make sure that your content is able to talk to our API. Yeah. That's the only thing you need to do.
And are there any facilitator applications? So obviously, I'm not a developer, but the best thing that I love about tools online now and the things that are happening is that companies like you can build the cool API and that people can other people can. I mean, people can use you as a market, so they can create software that will allow me to do it. Charge. They make some money off it.
Yeah, that's
you
exactly
get more
what's
layers,
happening.
And that's what's happening.
That's exactly what's happening. Already 5 companies at least have developed easy layer development tools, so which make it even easier for a layer content owner or creator to develop their layers. So they're voice servers, etc. So that's happening, and we only stimulate that. And we will also provide more tools for them to be more successful.
Yeah, and help them roadmap. And
exactly. So you will see an array of different layer services and also different layer quality levels, and they will range at a certain moment in time from really very skilled, very beautiful layers being developed by fantastic programmers together with big teams of creators and 3D modelers and etc. to quite standard layers which have been developed by just by feeding a file into a layer, a POI server, and then make it a nice logo, nice icons, which is very useful for, let's say, your group of friends. Let's say I would create a layer for the local football team, indicating where it's nice to go, which bars are nice to visit, and which restaurants are nice to go to after the match, for example.
Yeah.
And that has a local boundary, and it serves a local goal, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And so there will be be a long tail of layers, of course.
And in terms, this is another thing that perhaps this is because it's quite a new thing, augmented reality. Are you, or are there any plans or any ideas to take the augmented reality that we have on our mobiles online to the web, so that I don't necessarily have to be online on the web to view my to view my layers and stuff? Is that or am I completely going crazy?
Well, no, of course, but imagine that augmented reality is really about your reality here and now, and it's about what you in which context you are. So that's one thing, and also you need a tool to be able to look around. So if your laptop has a compass which enables you to, to experience the world around you, then that's fine. At this moment, we're not planning to take it to web, at least not on the short term. Of course, any relevant platform. But what we see as a next step, let's say in 2 years' time or so, will be the goggles.
Yeah.
That's so that you don't have to hold up your phone anymore as an interface
also
to see.
Head-up display.
Heads-up displays, exactly.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, of course, and then you can walk through your own reality all day, and you can be playing whatever, World of Warcraft all day, because it's just around you. And you don't have to sit behind your desk or behind your PC anymore.
You'll be able to see tweets come off people's heads.
Whatever you think is relevant, whatever you like, whatever you feel, or you'll be, walking through your own Disneyland all day.
Yeah.
Provided to you by Disney.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you.